Should I remove late payments or collections off of my report first? In other words, in what order should I start removing those things? What up, you got Mr. Smith, point five of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and in this brief video, I'm going to answer, should you start removing late payments or collections first, and why? Now, as you know, late payments and collections definitely take a hit as it relates to your credit score. Now, one of the things about late payments is it hurts your credit, especially if you just did it or it's within the last 2 years. Those late payments can ding your credit. I don't know if you've seen any of the other videos where I talk about how exactly late payments can affect your credit. So it's a big deal. But if those late payments are old and you have collections on your report or public records, which is like a bankruptcy, things of that nature, should you remove the collection or the late payments? Then my answer would be go with the collections first, because collections and public records are some of the worst things to be on your credit report, because it means that they pretty much taking legal action towards trying to collect a debt if the debt actually belongs to you. So that is ranked at a higher level of significance, because 9 times out of 10, you've already gone through the motion of a late payment. You've gone through the motion of multiple late payments. You've gone through the motion of collections, which might in turn into some type of bankruptcies. So if you've already went through those things, that means the collection is higher as it relates to value or damage that it does to your credit report. So you definitely want to tackle that first. Now, the only reason why I wouldn't go about a collection first is if, when you look at all of your debts and that collection is the oldest account. If it is the oldest account and it's a collection that's not paid, then you might, and you know it's yours, then you might want to address that. If it's a chance that it's not yours, then that's a whole nother conversation, because you don't want to be doing the business directly with the credit bureaus. With the collection agency anyway. You want to go to your initial creditor. So if you were to contact your creditor to see if you were on file for this particular debt, if they say that they don't have you in the system, then it's a good chance that they sold off their debt. And if they've sold off their debt, then by all means, you can dispute it, because you didn't have the conversation or the initial agreement with the collection agency. Your agreement was with the creditor, the initial creditor. And if the creditor say you're not on file, then who are they? In other words, so that being said, if the credit collection, or if the collection is on your report and it's not paid, but you recognize it as being yours, the only way you should pay it is if you know they're going to remove it off of your report. However, 9 times out of 10, if you haven't started paying the collection, or you're not in communication with the collection and the creditor doesn't have it on file, then by all means, remove it if it's not your oldest account. Because if you remove it and it's a part of your oldest account, or if it's your oldest account, then what it does is affect your credit history, which is the age of your credit. The older amount of things that are on your report heightens your score a little bit, or at least gives you some season, even if it's not so good, even if it's bad. The fact that they know, okay, this person started using their credit 12 years ago helps you, because they know you're not new to using it. However, if you remove the 12 years from when you initially started, they're looking at it like, hold on, this person is new to the game of using credit. Now, of course, if you got multiple things that can help offset the age of your credit, then by all means, remove that credit. So, for example, if you got some positives within that same year or not too far from that year, to the point where, okay, the collection might have been in 2013, or let's just say 2010. The collection might have been in 2010, but you got some good positives that was also in 2010 or 2009 or 2011, 2012. Then it might be worth considering getting rid of the collection if you still have some strong credit history that reflects positive on your report. But of the two, late payments over collections all day, unless some of those other things apply. But definitely you want to get the late payments off your report, because it can help as well. So it's not to neglect it. It's not to say it doesn't matter. It isn't of any level of importance. The main late payments that are of importance right away is making sure your current payments are paid on time, and then making sure, okay, let's remove some of the ones that's reporting as late, because you might have a good relationship with that company. I was working with a client, and basically he had a great relationship with the company. a couple of different loans that he got directly from the company. He just had one time where he was 30 days late and they reported it. So if that's the case, then you might be able to say, hey, got a great relationship. I plan on continuing this relationship. Can you remove that late payment? And they'll look and be like, oh, yeah, remove it. And that's exactly what happened for my client once I was able to discuss or, send out something directly to the creditor themselves on the behalf of their particular client. And it got removed, boosted his credit like 24 points across the board. 8. So 8 times 3, 24 points across the board. But of the two, collections are definitely hold more weight than late payments if it's from previous years. So keep that in mind. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that makes sense. If you need assistance or want access to some things that we highly recommend in terms of taking your credit to the next level, click the link below or go to smartcreditkit.com and you can get access to some tools, some resources, some education, or some things that you can implement. Or you can set up a free call if you would like us to work on your behalf. That's all I got for this video. Mr. Smith, signing out.